The road less traveled. That's the road that you like to walk on. That's the slippery slope. You're the goat. You're the GOAT. Yes, you're the goat because goats be in the mountains, jumping off of cliffs, making leaps, walking on slippery slopes. You're the goat. hmm And there's a message here. So for someone that's destined for greatness, you're the greatest of all time. Every time you incarnate, you are the greatest to ever do it. You don't care what people say. You challenge tradition, okay? This is how people see you. They feel like you don't care about their opinion. You don't care how they see you. You don't want to people please. You will not apologize. You will not change your mind. You have a very unconventional mind. You're a nonconformist at heart. Anything that makes you feel like you are bonded to it, right? Like you're mine. Any person, place, or thing that starts to feel like it has possession over you, you will cut it off. You will destroy it. You will take it down, even if it's something that you build yourself. And to a lot of people, it's like, why would you do that? Look how far you've come. That doesn't make sense. But you will go to great lengths to prove that you are not a puppet. And this isn't to prove it to no one else, but to yourself. That you have a way of harvesting, you have a way of doing things. And yes, everybody and their mama may harvest and do things in a certain type of way. And they get success and fame and recognition fast. That's not who you are. It doesn't make you feel good. You don't sleep good at night if you feel as if you're living for someone that's dependent on you. I feel like your life purpose is to play such a role in humanity's life that you do it your way, and whatever stigma, whatever stereotype, whatever expectation that the current era that you incarnate in has, you're a living proof, you're a living walking example that you can do it your way and you be 10 times more successful than doing it the way of how people were telling you to do it. But the only way for you to find that out is for you to do it right. And I feel like that's where you are. You have a hunger inside of you that cannot be. There's no like, there's no share, there's no reward, there's no trophy, there's no Grammy, there's nothing that can satisfy that hunger. Because the hunger comes from you just doing it your way. Having it your way, doing it your way. And so I do feel like there are people that want to humble you, and there are people that want you to care about their opinion of you. They want you to participate in the rigorous approach to manifestation. They want you to make a statement, address something, apologize. And according to my cards, you didn't do anything to these people. Matter of fact, you've never placed an expectation of them. And so I feel like there are people that are under the impression that they feel betrayed by you. It's like, well, what are we? If you feel like you could do everything by yourself, then what are we? And that's a them question. Okay, that's a them question. I feel like a lot of people feel triggered and they feel as if they don't want to give up on you, but they feel like you are what they really want to say to you, they can't say to you, and that bothers them. But these are also people that like to challenge traditions. These are also people that live unconventional lifestyles, or they have complicated relationships. They live in a reverse role type of relationship where if they're a woman, they're more masculine than they are feminine. And so it's like the very thing that they want to criticize you about, they would have to criticize themselves. And so it's almost like the energy is fixed in such a way where to point a finger at you would be to point a finger at themselves, and that's what they don't want to do. So they're being very careful, and it's kind of like making them aware that they're pretending to be okay with something that they're not okay with. We have raising winds, magical release, calling, intention, stronghold. There's a lot of thoughts. There's a lot of thoughts, a lot of opinions, a lot of words that are being bottled up. And I feel like it's like a storm. Eventually, these people will raise arms against you. And they're really trying not to. And I feel like the reason why they're trying not to is because 18-9. They really don't want to be done with you. But they also don't like how you don't include them. If think of it like a relationship. Right? Our expectations. Let's talk about a relationship from a viewer to a content creator from a viewer, right? There's this belief system that I'm seeing in the cards where you build a soul tribe, you build a community, and different things like that. And you guys show up for each other. You could expect something from each other, different things like that. But hold on. All right, you guys, I'm back. So let's lift this up just a little bit. So as I was saying, from the content creator to the viewer perspective, what I'm seeing in the cards, or what I saw in the cards, was pretty much speaking about some type of expectation. We all want to feel connected to something. We all want a tribe. We all want community. We want to feel bonded and connected in a lot of different ways. And that is definitely something, there's nothing wrong with that, right? That's why we have community. That's why we have churches. That's why we have youth organizations. That's why we have those things in place, because there's a place for that. What I'm seeing is that the role of influencers, the role of speakers, artists, songwriters, entertainers is different. Back in the day, theater described a level of artistry to express so many different world issues, whether it was politics, whether it was religion, whether it was like dynamics from a macro level. And because those entertainment was a place where those things were able to be talked about and discussed from a skit, a song. I think they called it Gleeman or people that would sing songs and evoke emotions and different things like that. So there's so many different narratives expressing the same thing, but due to a lot of breakdown in community, a lot of breakdown in youth centers, a lot of breakdown where humanity is not really able to connect on a flesh to flesh experience. We're only able to connect through these devices, telephones, okay, computers, microphones, webcams. The desire is still there for community. The desire is still there for connection, a bond, some type of bond. And that is why we have so many variations of this relationship being cultivated on social media, right? In some way, when we look at certain religions and we say, oh, that's a cult because they all do the same thing, or they all support the same thing, or they all have a certain belief system, right? A mutual reason why they congregate. We would point a finger and say, oh, that's a cult. And we would pretty much demonize it, right? They probably have this leader that's this, this person that is mind controlling all of them, and they all listen to that person. Now on social media, celebrities having followings, they call it a cult. Influencers having subscribers, they call it a cult, right? And as these different bots kind of trigger people in such a way that will really show us about ourselves as a humanity, as a people. When we get triggered, when something happens to someone, those bots, those trolls are pretty much mirroring to us and triggering us because we're not aware that we're participating in a cultivation of a fixed expectation. And I hope this is making sense, because I'm really trying to explain it in such a way where we could take away the physical attributes of it and we can no longer see that we're still participating in the same thing because it's disguised under soul tribe, family, support, subscribers. You see what I'm saying? And so a lot of the times you'll feel like this need for loyalty, where influencer to subscriber, content creator to viewer can create this insidious type of relationship where they expect their subscribers to show up. It no longer becomes a space of, I'm happy to see you, I want to see you thrive, I want to see you grow, into an expectation of, where the hell have you been? Why aren't you doing your job? And we start to, we're adopting certain belief systems, and we're bringing it over into spirituality, and we are fostering it. And I feel like it's something that was born in those environments, but it's very present. Like that level of consciousness, those limited belief systems are present in social media. The internet is a space to express yourself. That's it. That's all. People will come and people will go. They're supposed to come and they're supposed to go because it is energy. If you come, but I don't let you go, I'm claiming you. If you come and I expect you to come when I want you to come, return when I want you to return, I've added you to my loyal fan base. And so there are some people that it's not that they can't participate in it. It's not that they don't want to. It's not that they can't participate in it, and it's not that they don't know what it is. I feel like everyone has a soul calling, and everyone's soul calling moves differently. So it's really never about the viewer. It's never really about the people. It's more or less about the person called to leadership. What is their soul calling for them to do? And if their soul is calling for them to move in a way that is a free agent, move in such a way that doesn't have those different support beams, you have absolutely no idea what's in their contract, what's a part of their bloodline contract, what's a part of their birth chart contract, why they are having the human experience they are having. And if you become aware that your soul is calling you to go in a particular direction, and this shift is supposed to happen during this new beginning, this shift during this time collectively, then you would feel like you are denying yourself of something. You would feel as if you are restricting yourself for something. And if the reasons why you're restricting yourself from something is because people wouldn't like it, is because you may lose followers, it's because you may not get support, or the algorithm may not like it, or different things like that, then you're doing it for the wrong reasons. And that's a clear message around the board. It doesn't matter what level, what you're doing. If you're at a job and you feel like you're at that job because you got to pay your bills, that same reason is going to ring true for you guys, even in the 9-to-5 sector, even in the content creator sector. If you're in a relationship and you feel like that relationship, when someone asks you, well, why do you stay in it? And you say, it's because I don't have nowhere else to go, or this person is going to make it difficult, then you're not doing it for yourself. So if there's one thing that this shift is asking all of humanity to do, is to ask yourself, are you conforming because you have to, or are you choosing to conform because someone else wants you to? Very simple. Very simple. And sometimes we don't realize that this shift has been manifesting for some time now. We're just now starting to see it actually happen. But this has been a manifestation for years now. Yeah. So it's supposed to be like, okay, this is the baggage. This is the bag. Magical release, calling you to release. Let this magic out. You have magic inside of you that wants to be expressed. You set an intention years ago. You've been holding on to this for a long time. And it's like, now it's time for you to be done with this. Say what you got to say. Do what it is you got to do. Release it. Release the baggage. That's what it feels like. And you're going to feel so much better. If something is stopping you from feeling at peace, you got to release something. I really hope that makes sense. I had done took a break, ate, came back. And so we have drama. Telepathic message. Something has been a long time coming. Something has been a long time coming. Why is the Page of Wands here? So this is those of you that have charisma. Those of you that are very good at using your charisma, using your wits, your charm. All right, I'm picking up on the Hunger Games. I don't know her name, but she had like charisma, charm, influence. Whatever you've been doing to kind of like keep the peace, not ruffle feathers, because every time you use your gift or you use this ability or you cultivate with it, it's like it attracts negativity or it attracts drama. I feel like you're meant to ignore the busy bodies, the busy bees in the room. And you're meant to say, okay, I've thought about this long and hard enough. I've done all I could do. This is my truth. So you're meant to live your truth. The Empress. Live your truth. Be who you are. Not care what anyone else thinks. Be unapologetic. You feel your best when you're doing that. It is a loss. I do feel like you're going to take a loss, but you'll be okay. You've done this before. It's like you were waiting for something to catch up. You were waiting for things to subside. You were waiting for the limited beliefs to be removed. And all the whole time, it was an invitation for you to move your own feet. That's it. That's all. All right, so those are the messages that I have for you guys. Take what resonates, leave the rest. I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.